I am your DJ for the next hour, DJ Melody. And that song that I just played was This Must Be the Place by the Talking Heads, which we've talked about before on this show. I guess like during the 80s episode that I was doing. They're a really cool band, really cool, creative kind of thing. But I'm very glad to have y'all back today. And I'm also very glad because we have officially arrived at spring break time. It is spring break after today. Which means also, by the way, next week, no show. And I'll remind you guys of that later. But it also means that today's music is going to be fun. It's going to be pepped up. It's going to be like a little islandy, a little beachy, and it's gonna be great. I've also got our usual like drama section of the week, and I've got some movie reviews. I've got some spring break tips, but first, here's like my weekly recap, my weekly overview. Um, I went to a bingo party, had some really, really great beans. I also had my first ice cream cake of the season because it's finally like warm enough to eat ice cream cake. I also tried this cool new wing place after church. On the way there, funny story, my uncle broke down off the side of the highway and we almost passed him up. And I was like, heh, he broke down. And then we turned around and we realized that his tire blew out on the highway. And so that could have been really dangerous and I shouldn't have made fun of it. So, Uncle Rigo, if you're listening, I'm sorry for making fun of you. But, anyways, the wings were really good. It's called iWings, and it's kind of a weird name, like iPhone, iPad. Why would you name your wing place after like a phone company? I don't know. But it was really good. I'm the kind of person who gets like super squeamish over my protein, and I always like have to chop up my chicken into like little tiny pieces just to make sure that there's no like purple like veins or cartilage or like fat or any of that. But the chicken was really good. Didn't have any of that, so it's a good sign for me because there's this other wing place that I go to a lot, or not like by choice, right? Like whenever my family forces me to go, and I hate it so much because their chicken always has like cartilage and fat in it, and it's disgusting. Like you're chewing and it'll just be like a hard bit. Ugh. But anyways, iWings, their sauces, the seasonings were so good. It's like your standard like flavors, but they do it well, and I think that's important. I also played a lot of Roblox. I re-downloaded Roblox over the weekend, and I've been playing it on my iPad with my boyfriend and his little sister. And we played this game called Cheese Escape. It's a horror game. You're basically like a little person inside a huge maze made of cheese, and there's a big, gigantic rat. Like he's an evil rat, and he's chasing you. And you have to like collect, I think it's 9 pieces of cheese and like 5 little keys so that you could get like access to the rest of the cheese that you need. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It's really entertaining. I liked it. It doesn't sound scary at all, but if you put yourself in that situation in that game, it is really terrifying. I hate being chased or like, I don't know, just the feeling of being chased. I don't like it. It's an adrenaline rush and it was fun. So yeah, and then I also took a trip to the mall this past weekend. Um, I wanted to like, because I'm going to the beach for spring break. I wanted to look for some suits. I found some online, but they were sold out completely in my size. So I was like, I guess I'll just go in person. But it was really just an excuse to like shop some more and spend more money. So Brandy Melville, they got me once again. I made the mistake of stopping by PacSun. I almost like, I don't know, I almost spent all my money there because Brandy Melville just has such cute graphic shirts. And I don't need any more. I have like 5 graphic shirts, but I every time I go there's a different one and it's also cute and I like feel like I need to get it, but I didn't give in. I stayed strong. I did get like a cute red tank top, and what else did I get? Oh, this shirt that I'm wearing right now, it's like a baseball tee where like the sleeves are a different color. It's really cute. I also stopped by Sephora because I guess like recently they had added this brand called Glossier to their store, and previously Glossier was just online, and they would have like pop up shops, and they would be like real fancy and real nice and real aesthetic, but it would just be like in New York or Miami or like the big cities. So it was really like not inaccessible because they did have the online store, but if you wanted to try something on in person, too bad, so sad. So I'm really happy that they finally came to Sephora. It's about time. And I really wanted to try one of their perfumes. It's called Glossier You. And it's like supposed to change like person to person based on like your hormones or like your I don't know. I don't know. It's like some scientific thing. I really don't know if it actually works or if it's just like a scam. I did spray it on myself. It just smells like clean but like peppery. And I really didn't like it. And then I also sprayed it on my boyfriend just to do like a little experiment. And it smelled like ever so slightly different. Like it's not that significant. But so I didn't end up getting that, right? But I did get this other perfume. It's like Sol de Janeiro or something like that. And I did buy it because it was in a pink bottle, but it also smells really good like candy. And I love smelling like candy. And then I also got a lipstick from Glossier. It's like called the Ultra Lip in shade Villa, and it's really good. It's like your lip but better. Because the thing about Glossier is that their brand is like more like your skin but better. It's supposed to be like natural and not super full coverage, and so a lot of people don't like that, but I do. I love it. I want to feel shiny. I want to feel clean. I want to feel natural. Okay. Um, so yeah, I really didn't get time to go thrifting this weekend. I'm sorry about that. So no thrift haul this weekend. But stay tuned. Here's Heaven or Las Vegas by Cocteau Twins. I'm DJ Melody, and you are listening to Melodies with Melody on this fine Friday afternoon. That song was Amber by 311, which has been going viral all over TikTok since the weather's getting warmer and everyone's making like pick an outfit to go to the beach or come to the beach with me, like with me and my cousin. So I think it definitely fits this episode, fits this season. It's a real good song. And speaking of 311, they are coming down to the valley. Well, more specifically, the beach. They're going to be at Clayton's Beach Bar on Memorial Weekend, which I believe is May 13th. I don't know. It's that weekend, but I think we're graduating that weekend if I'm not mistaken. Um, but yeah, if you're planning on going to South Padre this spring break, here are some tips for going to the island from me, Melody, DJ Melody, because you guys are my devoted listeners. Thank you so much. So, number one, if you're not going to party at the beach, if you just want to like relax and have a good time at the beach, don't go after lunch. Go in the morning, come back by noon, come back by lunch. And it'll be really great. It'll be quiet. There's going to be lots of space on the beach, hopefully, cuz I know that the valley has been growing and I know SPI is like a big spot for people like all the way up north. People just completely avoid Galveston and Corpus Christi because their waters are so nasty, and this is like the closest thing to a clear blue beach that most people have. So I'm not sure how like not packed it'll be in the morning, but it's worked for me. It's worked for years. My family's always done it. So hopefully this year it will be the same and it won't be like as packed. Number two, Pier 19 is a really good restaurant if you want to go to eat somewhere, and it's like actually on a pier. Like they covered it up like with like a little roof and stuff. But yeah, you're actually eating like on top of the water, and it's really cool. If you're like kind of scared of the water, if you're kind of scared of being like up high, don't go when it's windy. If it's windy, the pier will rock and you will feel it. But other than that, it's really cool and they have really great food. Number three. Oh my god, a bird just hit the window. Number three, uh, do not ride in the back of a truck if you're under 18. You will get pulled over. Don't ask me how I know that. Don't ride in the trunk, okay? Don't ride in the bed of the truck. Whatever you prefer to call it, don't go back there if you're not 18. If you are 18, drive carefully. Number four, please put sunscreen on. Oh my god, put sunscreen on. And if you're like a girl, if you have long hair and you're wearing your hair down or your scalp is like exposed to the sun, put sunscreen on that too. Please, it happens to me every year. I forget to put sunscreen on my scalp and it burns. And like whenever I go to wash my hair in the shower, it stings so bad. You can avoid it. Be mindful. Put sunscreen everywhere. Okay, you don't want to get skin cancer. It's really scary. And also, the sun ages you a lot. So if you don't want to get wrinkles by the time you're 20, wear sunscreen. But But yeah, speaking of putting sunscreen everywhere and staying covered and staying out of the sun, I have a really funny story. I hope my dad doesn't mind. One time we were at the beach. He was sitting under an umbrella, but he left his feet out in the sun instead of being like under the shade with him where he was sitting, and he was wearing Crocs. So when we got home, or when he woke up and he stood up, he felt like he had a sunburn on his feet, but it was just like the little holes where the Crocs like have the little holes. So that was really really funny. Another funny story that I have is I was like maybe like 10, and I had just gotten out of the water and I was so thirsty, and I had a cup from like a restaurant that we had gone to, and it was pink lemonade. So I was like, oh my God, I want some pink lemonade so bad right now. Let me go get my cup so I can drink it. And then my dad was like, don't drink it. There's a bee in there. And I was like, haha, you're so funny. There was a bee in my pink lemonade and I drank, or I didn't drink it. It didn't go into my mouth. But like, as soon as I sipped, it started like buzzing around in the cup and it was really scary. Because I hate bees. Another cool story that I have from the beach. I went camping one time. They have like a little campsite right off the bridge, and it's really really fun. It's really cool. They have like, you could either like pitch a tent there, or you could like take your RV if you have an RV, or they have like houses, and it's also right next to the Pier 19 restaurant. So I went camping, right? And we went to the jetties and we were playing in the jetties, and then we found this like slug thing, and it's called like a sea rabbit or a sea hare. And because they have like little ears, and it was hot pink. It was like red hot pink, and it inked, and it was also hot pink. And I heard that some people like pick them up and they like throw them at each other, and they like have like snowball fights with the sea rabbits. But please don't do that because I feel like that might be bad for them. But yeah, so those are my good memories at the beach. If you're going to South Padre, please be careful, please be mindful, please drive responsibly, party responsibly, be safe. Okay? There was a Criminal Minds episode about something that happened at South Padre once. Don't want them to make another Criminal Minds episode about spring break at South Padre, so be careful. But really quick, before we go to break, let's go over some spring fashion. Disclaimer really quick, I really don't know the first thing about fashion. So I guess these are just like some of the things that I've seen, that I've like observed as trending as a young woman who has TikTok and Pinterest downloaded onto her phone. First one is jelly nails. Okay, acrylics are really cool, but a lot of people now are just like doing, what's it called? Like shellac or like gel polish over their natural nail. And I think it's really, really cute. They're doing like pastels or like ombre stuff, and I really want to try it. I might fall victim to this trend. Another trend that is trending, Crocs. They have been in style for like a good amount of time now, but they came out with like these platform sandals, and they're really cool. I actually went, like when I went to the mall, I went to go look for them to see if they had my size. They did not have my size. I was very sad, but that means a lot of people are buying them, so they are probably in trend. Another thing that I've seen that is a little secret, and I kind of wanted to gatekeep a little bit, but I'll tell you guys. Italian charm bracelets. So they're just like little metal like bars. They're like little metal chains that have like a little design on each one, like I love cats, or like a little heart, or like Texas on them. And they're super cute, and I really want to take part in it. And you can find those on Etsy. They sell the little individual clasps, like with the different designs. So you can make your own and you can personalize it. And I think that's super sweet. They will definitely rip out your arm hair, but I think it's worth the sacrifice. And I'm definitely going to get my hands on some of those charms as soon as possible. Another one, hair ribbons. People have been not just like ribbon, but also like taking yarn, like mohair yarn, and like forming it into a little ribbon, and then you put it in your hair, like in your braids, and it's so cute. I really like that. So yeah, those are my trends, or those are what I think is going to trend in the spring. Stay tuned, because after the break I've got some hot juicy drama, and here's a song called Pepper. I'm DJ Melody, and that song was Pepper. So I promised you guys some hot juicy drama. So far, let's start off with no update on the Selena Gomez, Justin Bieber, Hailey Baldwin situation, but I really don't expect there to be. Like, I don't think Justin Bieber would come out and confirm anything, or like any of the rumors. Hailey Bieber, she's just gonna use this opportunity to like promote her brand that is obviously flopping, but it's all right. Anyways, next, there's a rumor going around that the Kardashians were not invited to the Met Gala this year. Oh my god. Anna Wintour, who is kind of like, I think it's like Vogue or something. She's like the creative director, like the head of one of those big like fashion people, and she's been cracking down on who gets to attend the Met Gala and who does not. You know, cutting out all the unnecessary, B-list celebrities. So, yeah, this year's theme is in honor of Karl Lagerfeld, and it's called like in honor of Karl or something like that. And Karl Lagerfeld was a German designer who was the creative director of Chanel until his death in 2019. And I think he had that position since like the 80s. So he was a pretty significant figure in fashion for a while. And so, yeah, people are speculating like maybe they were invited. There's people saying that they were invited, that they are going to get invited. And then there's people saying, why is it taking so long for them to get an invitation? Because this isn't the first year. Like in the last couple years, they're like the last people to get invited. So we're not really sure what's going to happen yet. And this isn't the first time that something like this has happened because there was rumors, I guess in like 2019, that Chloe was like banned from the Met Gala. And she was really upset on Twitter and she went off and she said that was not true. So clearly that struck a nerve. I don't know what's going to happen in this situation, but I will update you guys. Oh, also, really quick, last segment. I noted that Pier 19 is a really good restaurant to go to. Forgot to mention that it burned down. I forgot that, like, in general. So I don't think it's there anymore. Sorry, guys. It's non existent. Go to Blackbeard's or something. That's pretty good, too. Next story. Bad Bunny is dating Kendall Jenner. Or maybe not dating, but they have been on dates. They've been spotted together. And it's really ironic because Bad Bunny, he is like a really prominent figure, like a Spanish figure, Latin American pop, right? But he's known for like calling out culture vultures and people who like try to appropriate like South American culture and stuff like that. And now he's dating one of the biggest culture vultures because Kendall Jenner, I'll just catch you up to speed here. Basically, she created this tequila brand. It's called 818 Tequila, and like to promote it, she dressed up as like a field worker, and like she was like dressing, like in Mexican wear and like dressing like a field worker and like I don't know. She was trying to speak Spanish, I think, but she got it totally wrong and it was so embarrassing and it's just like, what are you doing? You're white. What are you doing? And so now they're together and it's really ironic and it's people are calling out Bad Bunny for doing this, but I mean, it's not like he cares, right? Also, some movie reviews. I rewatched The Hunger Games. It was last night actually. So, I have a fresh memory of it. Let me tell you all about it. It's a really great movie. Really awesome book. I read the whole trilogy, or was it 4 of them? I'm not sure. I read the whole series when I was like in 5th grade. I was like 10, and it was a really good book. Maybe I didn't understand like the significance of the ending and all that because I was so young, but I totally get it now. Totally love the movies. I think it's leaving Netflix pretty soon. And so if you want to see that, you should probably go watch it right now because there's no better time to watch Hunger Games. And it was really good, really action packed. I love like the accuracy of the movie compared to the book. There was a couple of things that they left out, but it's all right. The movie was still good, And then also, I feel like a lot more people are starting to talk about Hunger Games because there's a prequel. There's a prequel film coming out soon. It's called The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and the prequel to the book was released in 2020. And so, yeah, it was like announced sometime last year that they were going to be making a film about that one too. And it's supposed to like predate Katniss. This is like before Katniss was born. This is like the 10th annual Hunger Games. So, this is like pretty much the beginning of how Panem ended up like that. And to give you some like context, the Hunger Games, like the first or like the original books that came out, that was like the 74th, 75th annual Hunger Games. So this is like way back when. In other movie news, Five Nights at Freddy's is getting a movie. They're making a Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I'm not sure what it's going to be called. It might just be Five Nights at Freddy's. But they're shooting it in Atlanta, Georgia, I believe, which is where a lot of movies are filmed. So that's like a pretty populated city. There's a bunch of people who have like gone to the site because they actually built like a physical restaurant, and people have seen like the costumes for Freddy, and they're so good. And Springtrap, if you know who that is. If you know who that is, you are cultured. Thank you. And also the security guards, there's like some pictures going around of the security guard in like a fountain or something. So that's really, really exciting, and it looks good. I hope it does the game justice because that was like monumental for many kids who grew up in the 2000s or like the 2010s. Um, so yeah, stay tuned. Here's Doing Time by Lana Del Rey. Hey everyone, you're listening to Melodies with Melody. I'm DJ Melody, and that was Doing Time, covered by Lana Del Rey, but it's originally by Sublime. But honestly, do not hate me for this. I think this cover is way better than the original. It's just so much. It's so like chill, and like I think it captures the essence of the lyrics really well. So, just a quick little, like speed round of news. Yesterday was International Women's Day. We saw a lot of like funny commercials from corporations, which really I feel is kind of like a cash grab whenever corporations try to do anything about like inclusivity, but it's okay. We got a cool Ford commercial, and it was like something along the lines of, we designed a new truck that was made just by men. No blinkers, no rear view camera, no this and this. Oh yeah, it's missing all the parts that were made by women. But it was cool. I liked it. It was funny. We also have The Cure. They have announced a tour. I think it's just in the US. But that's really cool and interesting because they are getting old, and it's getting scarier. Like, this may be the last time they ever go on tour, not to sound rude or anything, but they are old. And then we also have, rodeo. The rodeo's here. It's spring break. So if you're going, have a good time. I think tickets are like $20 per person. And, they got a carnival, they have all the food, they have like the livestock show, which is really cool and interesting because I would always have friends who would like show their animals, like whether it was like pigs or bunnies or cows. And it's really interesting to see everything they do, all the work that they put in, and then like I think they get money out of it. So that's pretty cool too. The food is amazing. I love barbecue. I love fried things. It's great. And carnivals, I don't know. I'm kind of getting too old for the spinny rides. I get nauseous really easily now. I don't know if I'll be partaking in the carnival, but maybe I will. I don't know. Also, the Monster Jam has been occurring this weekend. I think I'm going to go on Sunday. I got some cool tickets. My brother's going to be doing the Pledge of Allegiance because he's in Boy Scouts, so that's pretty cool. And we also have a market going on. It's hosted by Unique Thrift. It's like this warehouse that's all the way out. It says McAllen. Their address says McAllen, but it is in Hidalgo, I think, and it's pretty far. But if you have the time to go out there, if you have enough luck to go find it, I hope you have a good time. So yeah, that was my spring break episode, and I hope you guys stay safe. I hope you guys enjoyed the show as much as I did. Here's I Just Threw Out the Love of My Dreams by Weezer. Bye.